I had an awesome childhood. Like most kids growing up in the 90s, my TV schedule was consisted mostly of SpongeBob, Power Rangers, and Transformers. For the most part, I wasn't really into kiddie shows like Barney or Mr. Rogers or anything like that. But the other day, I was taking with my mom about I was talking with my mom about when I was a little kid. At one point during the conversation, she brought up a topic of an old TV show I sometimes watched. It was called Stubbs Clubhouse. I was unaware of the show she was referring to at first, but then memories came flying back. I remembered it so clearly, almost instantly. Basically, Stubbs Clubhouse was a cheesy, low-budget kid show starring a clown named Stubb. He had a rainbow-colored jacket, a hat, and if my memory serves, he wore black pants with stars on them. The show was kind of a ripoff of Pee-wee's Playhouse. Basically, Stubb lived in a big clubhouse, which strangely enough looked like a normal house. I assume that was due to their low budget. Stubb had a group of friends who lived in the clubhouse. I don't remember much. Vaguely, I remember, but I vaguely remember a poodle and a man in a really bad elephant costume. Like I said, I don't remember much about the show. I didn't watch it very much. Mainly for two reasons. Number one, it aired at a very strange and late time, around 10:30, which is bizarre for a kids show. Number two, it only aired on a really obscure channel called Channel Bebo, which was shut down for 3 years. Which only aired shows for 3 years. Then the channel was shut down for unknown reasons. The other thing I remember about the show was the theme song sung by a woman who sounded like she was half sleeping while singing it. And the background music was played entirely on a xylophone. In November of 2006, I just turned 14. This was a few days. This was a few days after the conversation with my mom. I decided to treat myself to a little trip to half-price books. More than Barnes and I like half-price books more than Barnes and novels because you can find older books and movies. As I posed up to the date stuff at B&N, so I was browsing through the videotapes, searching for a tape of my favorite shows. Street Sharks, a show about an anthropomorphic sharks that fought crime. I was going through the tapes in alphabetical order. and I had just reached the S section when something caught my eye. It was a tape labeled Stubbs Clubhouse. The case had no logo or picture on it. Logo on it. Or picture to indicate it was Stubb. It was just a plain bland case that had a piece of tape on the side with Stubbs Clubhouse written on it in black Sharpie.